I'm Irving, and I'm an Adamaniac.
When we last saw Robin, the artful Joker had hung him on a gigantic Batmobile,
I see what you did there.
along with dozens of giant palette knives about to slice him to slivers, with Bruce Wayne securely tied to a nearby chair in the monstrous mobile room of Joker's studio.
And the knives still haven't come any closer to him. I'm starting to think this ride is just supposed to scare him until he pukes. I've been on a few of those. Robin says the knives are getting lower, but I sure don't see it. Bruce comes up with a patented, complicated Batman plan.
You can do it, Bruce. Stick with it.
He's gonna crawl over there and turn the machine off. That's obviously a Bruce Wayne plan. A Batman plan would have involved ricocheting a batarang around the room to dull the edges on all the knives or something. While Bruce is turning the machine off, Robin has managed to work one of his hands loose. Bruce tells him, finish getting loose, grab one of those knives, and come down here. I assume the knife is to cut Bruce loose from his bonds. Unfortunately, Robin misjudged where the edge was and fell off with the knife in his hand. It was ghastly.
Oh, what a beautiful sight! Beautiful! Oh, what magnificent, beautiful red blood boy Wonder had!
Has, Joker. That's not blood, that's some of your red paint.
The lack of any body parts lying around should have told him something. Isn't it amazing how well those two coordinate all these things even though they barely ever met before? Why, it's almost as though Bruce were channeling Batman. How does he do it?
Baby Jane, those Philistines in there intend to do me bodily harm. You've got to stand by me.
After you tied me up and tried to steal my art collection?
But I couldn't help myself, my dear. I'm an artist. Oh, I have a desire for things of beauty. Beauty's irresistible to me. Oh, that's why I'm so attracted to you, my dear.
Really?
Yes, she's buying it. Baby Jane is the kind of girl that gives blondes a bad name. By the time Robin and Bruce get there, she's flipped again.
He's just a misguided artist, Robin.
And we're going to re-guide him straight to the Gotham State Penitentiary.
But the art collections haven't been delivered yet, so he hasn't stolen anything.
He kidnapped all of you and sent ransom notes? That's illegal.
And as for the kidnapping, I, for one, refuse to press charges. And as for them, they're all worn out from climbing the social ladder, while I, along with my filthy rich daddy's money and prestige, am in a position to keep them from reaching the top.
Well, I certainly wouldn't press charges, Mary Jane.
In most states, it wouldn't matter with a major felony like kidnapping. The DA would have discretion to press charges on behalf of the state. Apparently, nobody in this room knows that.
Bruce Wayne will press charges. He was born on top of the social ladder.
Yes, I am reasonably secure socially. However, if Baby Jane thinks the Joker is simply misguided, I must defer to her judgment.
Robin stared in disbelief for a few seconds, then quietly trudged over and jumped out the window.
You're a sweetie, Brucey. And now I have my very own artist to play with.
Her very own artist to play with. I told you she was a spoiled brat. People are toys for her to play with. I know we're supposed to feel for her as the poor, misguided girl, but I can't muster a lot of positive about her. She's entitled, manipulative, and not too bright. I count her among the Joker's typical girlfriends.
Why didn't you press charges?
It's too dangerous. You and I have been seen together often enough as it is.
Just letting him go again. Now he's not only free, but he thinks Batman is afraid of him.
Don't worry, Joker won't be under that delusion for long.
He didn't press charges because they've been seen together. I don't follow that, but sometimes Batman logic is beyond my intellect. At the home of Baby Jane and her filthy rich father, she's pampering the Joker with tons of food. She says, I wish I could inspire a great work of art from you.
Ah, clear the table! Paint! Bring me paint!
Charles, you heard the Joker?
Ah, yes, thank you. Ooh. Oh. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, magnificent, magnificent. Oh, a veritable masterpiece. All right, boys, go to work on it.
But Joker, that's a priceless antique table.
Out with the old, in with the new.
They chop it up into several pieces, much to Joker's delight, and he sets the room up to display the pieces.
These paintings should be hanging in the Louvre, or at the very least in the Gotham City Museum.
But there's no room in the Gotham City Museum. It's already filled up.
Yes, and with what? A lot of dusty relics of the past, outworn and outmoded. No, we'll go down there tonight and replace those old relics with my brand new painting.
And now we know what his ultimate plan is. But how do they get in?
I happen to know that your filthy rich daddy has a special founder's key to the Towser wing of the museum.
Yes, he does, but...
Do you want your genius, me, to find another inspiration?
Oh, no. Joker, I must always be your inspiration.
Then go get Daddy's key.
I don't know how old she's supposed to be, but Daddy better think about getting her a nanny. In the Batcave, the dynamic trio were putting the finishing touches on a plan to catch the Joker.
I'm all through, sir.
Let's have a look, Alfred.
I've done my best.
Fine, Alfred.
What, you don't think Alfred's part of the team? In public, they may be the dynamic duo, but in private, he's the real brains behind the operation, as we've seen many times.
There. Now all the world can see what a genius I am.
And what an inspiration I am, and my table.
Oh, of course, my dear.
Because, of course, it's all about her. He's just her toy to play with, remember?
Joker, what are you going to do with all the dusty old relics that used to hang here?
Ah, that junk. I'll take it to the city dump and burn it.
Sure he will. He's making off with the museum's entire rare art collection, and baby Clueless there thinks it's a great thing. Never mind the nanny. Daddy needs a leash.
Careful, you dolt. Oh, those paintings are priceless. How many are left?
This is the last one, Joker.
Have you loaded them onto the truck?
All but this one. Where should we take them?
To the last place where the Gotham City Police expect us to go.
Our old studio.
Right! Get going, boys.
Back at the studio, his men are bringing the paintings in. As for baby Dingbat...
Handle them carefully, boys. There's 10 million under those blankets. Well, I can't understand you, my dear, if you mumble. Why, you're almost as bad as my muse. I could never understand her either.
That's the most intelligent I've heard her sound yet. Joker goes into the next room and makes a phone call.
Commissioner Gordon.
Working nights, Commissioner.
Joker.
Joker? Oh, I decided to give you a present, Commissioner, for being so nice to me all these years.
The present is the museum's Renaissance art collection. All Gordon has to do is pay a small shipping and handling fee.
About $10 million. Payable within an hour, or I burn the entire collection.
You saw what was happening in the background there. Batman picks up the phone.
What's this I hear about stolen paintings?
Oh, I have dozens of them, and each one an old master.
You don't say.
Yes, I do say.
All the paintings are original Alfred's. Batman says, your plan was easy enough to see through.
Oh, you can say that over the phone, Batman, but if I had you here, I'd pound you to a pulp.
Start pounding, Joker.
Someday I want to try and make that noise. Robin appears and it's fight time. Joker decides he's been pounded on enough for one day.
Oh, while the dynamic dimwits are flapping my flunkies, I'll make my escape. But first, a trip to Bruce Wayne's house to pick up some quick cash so I can hide out for a few months and get even with that rich fink for quitting my kidnap caper this morning.
Why he took baby Jane, I don't know. She seems like more of a nuisance than anything else. Batman and Robin wrap things up with the punching bags, then Batman logic to the conclusion that the Joker headed for Bruce Wayne's house to pick up some quick cash.
Where's Bruce Wayne?
Mr. Wayne is not at home, sir.
Too bad. I'll get my revenge later. Right now, I'll settle for cash. Where's the safe?
She is good for something. She's a hostage. Alfred leads them to the main room.
Where's the safe?
Over there.
Oh, my, you poor little thing.
Behind the picture, sir.
There's no safe there.
Alfred, be careful. The Joker's an arch criminal.
I
know, madam, but a very poor fencer.
Alfred disarms him and the Joker takes off through the house and into Bruce's study.
Stand back, I say, or I'll... Ah, what's this?
Don't touch that.
A secret passage!
If he slides down there and discovers the Batcave, we might have guessed they have a plan for something like this.
Alfred, what's happened?
I'm afraid the Joker accidentally tripped the Batpole switch and mistook this for a secret passage, sir.
Then he's down in the Batcave.
He didn't quite make the Batcave, Master Robin.
Then where is he?
I believe he should be arriving presently.
Someone get me off this crazy dumbwaiter! I can't breathe!
Joker says he can't breathe, Alfred. Why don't you give him some breathing space?
With pleasure, sir.
They play Joker yo-yo for a bit, then leave him to Alfred.
It's lucky you didn't get around to washing our other costumes, Alfred, or else Joker might have found himself wearing a bat costume.
Except he's on Robin's pole. Isn't it also lucky that Alfred hadn't gotten around to putting the signs back up yet?
Now, Miss Towser, it wasn't your fault.
Yes, it was.
Anyone could be misled by the Joker's slick talk.
But I was so gullible, Mrs. Cooper.
Oh, Batman and Robin, thank heaven you're here. Is Alfred all right?
Yes, he's just fine, Mrs. Cooper.
Batman, I'm so sorry for all the trouble I've caused you.
It was an honest mistake, Baby Jane. No one blames you for it.
Speak for yourself. Once is an honest mistake. 3 times is gullible and not very smart. Aunt Harriet asks if Alfred is all right.
Alfred, old pal, have pity!
We Anglo-Finks have a long memory.
Joker called him that while they were fencing. I could almost get the impression Alfred took exception to it.
Somebody shouldn't take pleasure in another creature's misfortunes, but occasionally one may be forgiven for a slight twinge of satisfaction.
Alfred's fine. In fact, he's having the most fun he's had in years. In the epilogue, that same art gallery is displaying his paintings.
And very fine paintings they are too, Alfred.
You really think so, sir?
Oh, indeed I do.
Then perhaps you'd like to own one.
I can't afford the price.
Oh, that's no obstacle, sir. Here, allow me to present you with this one as a token of my esteem.
Chief O'Hara just learned an important lesson. False praise leads to elephants. Somebody on this show had a real problem with what was modern art at the time. It's true that stuff like Jackson Pollock was popular among the upper crust, and there were artists who did things like suspend paint cans by wires and let them swing around slowly and pour paint onto a canvas. We already took a jab at pop art when Edward G. Robinson did his Batclimb cameo, and now we're going after the whole artist randomness movement. We had names like Jackson Potluck and Vincent Van Gogh. We had a guy with a monkey throwing fruit at the canvas, and of course we had the Joker. But the main character in this story was a bimbo. For starters, her acting was terrible. Every line felt forced and unreal. And I've already talked about the character. I find no sympathy for her at all. She wanted to be a big shot who found the next great artist, and she latched onto the first artist who showed any interest in her. She's the center of the universe in her world, and Filthy Rich Daddy makes sure there's no real consequences to any of the stupid things she does. I can't feel for someone like that when she gets herself mixed up in something that she should have known to avoid. Again, 3 times is either mentally deficient or deliberately ignorant. I think she wanted an artist to play with so bad she didn't care who it was or what he might be up to, because it made her just a cut above the rest of the social crowd to have her own artist. I can do without a character like that, especially when they want me to be on her side. As for Cesar Romero, I've gotten so used to him as the Joker, I think if I saw him without the makeup, I wouldn't recognize him. He owns that character. And there's more good news. He'll be back several times in season 3. And then there's Alfred. Nothing ruffles him. The Joker is pointing a gun at him. He's Mr. Cool and knocks it away. The Joker is fencing with him, and he taunts him while not even putting a crease in his suit. And I love the way they left him to deal with the Joker however he saw fit. and he did it with his usual calm, gentlemanly demeanor. That's what Anglo-Finks do. I'm Irving, and I'm an Adamaniac.